Hi, I'm Lexi Gaida, and I would like to start off by kindly thanking the Laura Bush Foundation for what they have and will continue to accomplish with their work. Today, we will be discussing our project, My Armenian Story, an archival venture focusing on American history, immigration, language, and entrepreneurship through the experience of the Armenian diaspora. We are four representatives from the Institute of Armenian Studies at USC and have been working with this project since its inception back in March as a response to the COVID outbreak. Throughout, each of us will be discussing My Armenian Story in detail, going over the various facets of the project, starting with us, what we need, and the impact you will have on continuing the long term success of this project. At its core, My Armenian Story is about bringing an international community together over the shared stories and history of Armenian diaspora through the crowdsourcing of video and audio-based interviews ranging from 45 minutes to an hour long to be conducted virtually at any time or in any place and uploaded remotely through our website. As a culture and community built on diaspora, Armenians have a wealth of global and political experience, creating a national narrative worthy of long term research to the fields of both business, sociology, anthropology, gastronomy, and more. Thus, in order to protect, preserve, and push this project further, we are striving to meet the highest archival standards for the data and interviews we collect to ensure the value of our work and the lived experiences of our participants. Following me is Dieter, who will be discussing us as an organization and the particular problems and needs we have faced.
Thank you, Lexi. The University of Southern California's Institute of Armenian Studies was founded in 2005 and is located in Los Angeles, California, home to the largest community of Armenians outside of the Republic of Armenia. The organization is funded through various grants and donations and is comprised of 5 full-time employees, 3 contract workers, and 12 USC students. The stated mission of the Institute is to advance and promote multidisciplinary scholarship and collaboration that probes the social, cultural, educational, and political challenges impacting Armenian communities in the diaspora and the Republic of Armenia. While the mission may seem broad, at its core, the Institute seeks to explore the multifaceted dimensions of modern and historical Armenian identity, both domestically and internationally. It accomplishes this through a variety of academic and community-oriented programs. Primary initiatives include hosting fellows and scholars, digitization and archiving, organizing academic retreats, producing podcasts, and housing extensive collections covering all topics related to Armenia. Global Armenian communities face multiple crises throughout the 20th century, namely the Armenian genocide, annexation by the Soviet Union, and the consequent mass dispersed immigration from Armenia. As a result, Armenians around the world hold a wealth of insight into topics such as ethnic persecution, immigrant identity, and diasporic communities. These subjects are of immense importance to larger dialogues, not just on American identity, but also international ethnic communities. However, the Institute has identified a major problem in ensuring these stories are heard. That is, there is a critical lack of primary sources relating to Armenian stories. Moreover, those materials that do exist are either inaccessible to the public or not preserved according to archiving best practices. Therefore, the Institute believes that further documentation of Armenian stories with relevant metadata to increase discoverability is vital to ensuring these stories do not disappear. What's more, the Institute seeks to increase public engagement with these stories through marketing and outreach programs. Now we'll hear more about the specifics of this project from Myra.
Thank you, Dieter. My name is Myra Delgado. By now, you have learned a little bit about the program and who we are. I'm going to go over the details of our project and what we intend to do to make sure that our project is successful. The fulcrum point of our project is to obtain and preserve over 200 Armenian oral histories per year to be watched and heard by anyone with an Armenian interest or anybody in general. To be able to succeed in getting the Armenian story diaspora out there, we will be creating the Laura Bush 21st Century Archivist position in the summer of 2021, who will be in charge of exporting content to multiple preservation sites, the creation of a structure for crowd-sorted audio-visual interviews, organize photos, documents submitted with the oral histories, create a structure for data inputted for the interviews, as well as advocate on the behalf of the collection for researchers and management. To assist the archivist, we intend of hiring 2 MLIS students by the fall of 2021 who will assist in metadata creation and organization for the ultimate end result to partner with USC Digital Libraries to have access to these stories so that the public can have access to them based on what was created through the stories and what the archivist and student assistant have put together. Marketing is another integral part in reaching out and ensuring that our project is successful by reaching out to the community and churches within the Armenian community, organizing events, and as well as buying ad spaces on Armenian TV shows, social media platforms such as YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Through the end of the funding process, we intend to hire a doctor of history to measure and assess our project's success, as we are sure it will be successful for future funding in addition to future stories that we intend to obtain.
Hi, my name is Silva, and I'm going to be speaking to you about where we'd like to see this project go. To understand My Armenian Story's potential outcomes and expectations on a macro level, I'm going to be sharing with you what an interview looks like on a micro level. The following interview was captured on the video communication tool Zoom. It is an interview with 44-year-old Ara Shrinian, and the interview is in both English and Armenian, which I'll translate at the end of the clip. This demonstrates the scope and nature of the project.
I'm definitely not like a typical Armenian dude, you know. Like, I think if you see where I grow up, and even when we come here, you don't see the world I've gone to. You know, it's just weird the way they come. You know, did I tell you the story of like me calling my mom, and I'm like 19 years old, and she's working at this point with my dad at the jewelry manufacturing, and I go, Mom, I booked a tour for my band. I'm 19. Okay. I booked a tour for my band. We're gonna be gone for 9 days. I need the Nissan Quest, my dad's like family car, and I need like $400. And my mom was like, Arajan, night. Watch me hi erecha since ban chi uzum ani.
His mom said, listen, no Armenian boy does this. So you see by watching one of these testimonies that there are so many segments that will have dozens of indexing terms. And what our plan is with this metadata is to hire an archivist to sort through it, to organize it, and make it accessible. Indexing terms such as music, the arts, family life, and Armenian language will be easily accessible in the USC Digital Archive, where all of these testimonies will eventually live.
I will now be going over the proposed budget for the duration of the grant award period. We have created 3 sections for the grant: personnel, marketing, and evaluation. As I described in the project details, we will be hiring an archivist, which will be taking the majority of the budget at $195,000 for the duration of the grant, as in addition to hiring 2 MLIS student assistants to help the archivist at $7,200. For marketing, we have created 3 subsections, one being media at $20,000, which is to buy ad spaces on TV Armenian stations, as well as social media platforms such as YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter, outreach events and mixers at $8,000, printed materials such as pamphlets, flyers, and brochures at $5,000, and finally, an evaluation from an academic doctor of history to measure our success at $60,000. We are sure the amount allocated per section will ensure the success of My Armenian Story and getting the Armenian diaspora out to the community.
In conclusion, My Armenian Story is about preserving history. It's about creating multidisciplinary primary source materials in an understudied field and building an archive that is accessible around the world. Through the support of the Laura Bush 21st Century Librarian Program grant, the Institute will be able to amplify its reach and bring the collection's metadata to archival standards. The ambition is to create a blueprint for diasporas around the world to collect their stories. By working hand in hand with a trained librarian and archivist, this collection will bring broad impact and set the gold standard for remote oral history collecting. Thank you for your time.